have a confession to make. I love cereal, but let's be honest, it's not a performance-enhancing food. Until now. Magic Spoon is a new breakfast cereal with 0 sugar, 14 grams of protein, only 4 net grams of carbs, and 140 calories in each serving. Best of all, Magic Spoon tastes amazing. There's 6 delicious flavors: cocoa, fruity, frosted, peanut butter, cinnamon, and blueberry. My favorite is frosted, but limited edition flavors come out all the time. Magic Spoon is keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, low-carb, and has no GMO. Magic Spoon is so confident in their product. It is backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they will refund your money, no questions asked. Guys, go to magicspoon.com/Chael or click the link below to grab a variety pack. Be sure to use the promo code Chael at checkout. That's going to get you $5 off your order. Let's talk a little Suga Sean. 2 statements have come out on Sean this week. First by TJ Dillashaw, who says Sean O'Malley will never be champion. He has too many holes. Second was by Cody Stamann, that said O'Malley is an overhyped clown. Great. Let's just see if these guys are right. So let's start with Dillashaw, who says Suga won't be champion. He's got too many holes in his game. That's a simple way of saying, or simple way of asking you guys, can a one-dimensional fighter be champion? Or in today's world, you have to be able to do a little bit of everything. Because I hear people talking about how important it is to be well-rounded. I've heard them talking about that since 1993, but we very seldomly see it. We do see it. It's a thing of beauty when it happens, but we very seldomly see it. But goddamn, I have to hear about it every day. When I look at Khabib Nurmagomedov, who never won a fight ever unless he was on top of the guy bludgeoning him, I could back it up from there. Khabib Nurmagomedov, who could never take anybody down unless he pushed them into the fence first. I mean, in all fairness, that's not a whole lot of dimensions. He was damn good at it, though. Most dominant fighter to ever do it. Champion of the world in the sport's toughest weight class. Pushed you into the fence, drug you down, kept you there. I can look at the reverse side of the coin and go to Israel Adesanya right now. When's the last time he hit a double leg takedown? When's the last time he put the hooks in? Or tried to take your back? Or looked for a guillotine choke? I mean, right, in all fairness, I'm sure that he does know how to do it. I don't have any evidence of it. I'm sure he does. But it comes back to the question of, can a one-dimensional fighter go out there and go all the way? I don't see a lot of guys who aren't one-dimensional. And then you'll see glimpses into another dimension, but they try to bring their skills and they try to impose it. And we can see Izzy doing it with the strikes, or we can see Khabib doing it with the takedowns, but it's the same damn thing. You do get those really well-rounded guys, though, where you're not sure. Is he better on the ground or is he better on his feet? I think Dustin Poirier probably falls somewhere in there. Poirier's game is very striking heavy, but he's got the ground and pound. He's got the takedowns. He'll fight off his back. I mean, Poirier, just by example, would be one of the guys that's just a well-rounded mixed martial artist. But I don't know what holes Sean has in his game. I mean, I guess I have to say that. TJ sees some holes. TJ's a former world champion. He's got the right to his opinion. Cody Stamann comes out and says that Sean's an overhyped clown. I believe Sean's 15-1. I believe that's his record. I know I'm damn close. And I also know that one came when he had the same leg injury that Conor had, or Chandler suffered, or many other fighters, but those fighters stopped the contest and Sean continued on with it. I mean, in all fairness, if the guy sucks, how come no one can beat him? That would be one of my questions. If he's overhyped, how come you're not getting on the docket with him? I know the answer to that, because you're underhyped, which is where the jealousy comes from, which is where the statement comes from, and I don't begrudge anybody for doing it. You got to start throwing your name out there somewhere. You got to start attaching your name like a barnacle to something. Sean's a young guy, too. What is he, 25? All these numbers are coming through my head right now. He's around 15-1, around 25 years old. If I'm wrong, he's 24. If I'm wrong, he's 26. I'm right there. That's awfully young. That's awfully young to be thinking a guy can't go on and go all the way to the belt. Because it's not the skills that takes you to the belt, right? It's the mandate of the masses, which Sean has more than any 135-pounder out there right now. He already has the crowd that's willing to back him. He already has the media who's willing to sign off. He's building the resume. He's got the placement on the card. He's got the face recognition. Those are the guys that get title fights. If you're good with the punches and kicks, okay, great. You're in the UFC, they're all good with the punches and the kicks. I could name a number of guys who deserved, as far as their skills, those opportunities. They didn't get them. I could go to Chuck Liddell back in the day, and whether he finally got it or not, I could look at Matt Brown as recently as 3 or 4 years ago. I can look at Jacare Souza, who had to retire without ever getting that nod. I was in the division. I was a middleweight with Jacare, and I will tell you, he's good enough to go fight for the belt. I watched Damian Maia do everything Damian Maia did, and whether he finally got his opportunities or not, I still understand, but you have to understand, he'd won 7 fights in a row. They were all by finish, and he got of the night bonuses in every single one of them. I mean, it wasn't just the skills. You have to have something else. We're seeing champions that are getting turned down. Contenders are turning down champions. It's a very tough precedent if this sticks. It's very tough. And there's not a whole lot of ways that you could go with it. I have a number 1 contender and I offer him a fight and he does not want to fight for the championship. I'm stuck. Do I take that contender and give him something else? Or do I tell that contender so that waves go through the industry, then you're sitting on the bench? What do I do? What's the right thing to do? What if you have a really great guy who's refusing to fight the guy in front of him? It's very similar to reverse. What if you have a champion who's refusing to fight the top contender? Something's got to give. Somebody's got to be released. This show has to go on at some point. We've never fully been tested with it. And I'm seeing these things coming because this sport tends to go through waves of very non-autonomous thinkers. And I can remember the wave, and I had to put up with it for about 6 months, as did you, the viewer, the money fight. Remember guys that say that? It was all that they would say. Who do you want to fight next? I want the money fight. The money. They would just keep saying those words, and they didn't even know what it meant. They didn't know how they were going to get there. They didn't know how to negotiate or renegotiate this. They just heard somebody else say it on TV, so they picked up and ran with it. I have to hear report. I mean, you want to know this, but this is how these things happen. Robbie Lawler says one night, run it back. And now that's an existing term within our industry. Daniel Cormier doesn't say fight a guy. He says share the octagon with. Now that's a term in the industry. Conor McGregor doesn't say a guy's 30 years old. He says he's 30 years of age. And now I got to read reporters that choose to type it out that way. Like the Queen's English, not even proper English, but Conor McGregor says he's 30 years of age. He's 30 years old. Okay? Grow up, guys. You want a money fight? Go become the money fight. You want to share the octagon? Try fighting somebody first. You want to run it back? Go watch football. Leave me alone.